What's good, y'all? So, as you can see the title of this video, this girl got caught cheating, and I just really wanted to break this down for y'all because I've been in this same exact situation before, and I'm not even talking about the cheating part necessarily. We'll get to the part that I'm talking about. I don't condone cheating. I don't like cheaters. But the biggest thing for me, the most eye-opening thing for me, which you'll see in a little bit, is when she gets on the couch. So I want you guys to observe the behavior, the actions, the attitude as soon as she gets caught. She goes into the house, she gets caught, and she sits on the couch. A little backstory. She just finished kissing the dude that she's walking into the house with. She just finished kissing him. She didn't know this whole thing was a test. She agreed to kiss this dude for $1,000, and the whole thing was a test. It was being recorded. Like none of it was real. She doesn't know. Now she's in the house with her boyfriend, now ex, and just just watch how things go. She's already starting standing up even before sitting on the couch. She's already acting clueless. She's already acting like she doesn't know what's going on. And in my experience, and millions of other men experience around the world, it's like women have this incessant need or impulse to lie, this incessant need to not take accountability. So you'll see for like the next 2, 3 minutes, she's sitting on the couch, convincing him, trying to convince him, like, what are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't do anything. Nothing happened. When she sees that doesn't work, you guys see right here, she starts to grab on him. Again, another tactic to like try and use physical touch as a means to calm him down, to try and manipulate him, to try and persuade him like nothing was going on. She doesn't know everything was recorded though. And she's literally like really trying hard to convince him like nothing's going on, nothing went down. And like pleading and crying like she's innocent. And the funny thing that I've experienced and I found in the past, the very same woman that would be accusing men of being narcissists, of being manipulators, of gaslighting, they're the very same women that are the ones actually doing the manipulating, gaslighting, and being a narcissist. Now, notice the flip in the energy. As soon as it's like, oh, like I'm dead ass caught, like there's no denying it now, her attitude, her demeanor instantly changes. And you'll see she'll start going from pleading to begging and, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm sorry, I didn't know, I don't know what you're talking about, to now name calling. Now it's trying to demean the man. Now it's trying to put him down. This dude paid for everything. She's calling him bro. She's making up lies. She's calling him out of his name. She's like, it's like, instead of being honest, like, nah, let me continue to lie. Let me continue to play the victim. It's crazy. Yeah, guys. So, like I said in the first video, like I've been in a situation like this. Um, it was over 2 years ago now. This last situation that happened, and the person I was with at the time, they wanted to take us out for dinner. It was like a birthday, anniversary, Valentine's Day dinner. Um, all three of those days were within a few days of each other, so we just celebrated it on one day. So one night, that night, we went to dinner, and she's giving me this speech about, oh, we have to learn how to trust each other, and um, learning to trust who the person says they are and who the person is presenting themselves to be, and like, oh, the person I was a year ago, I'm not that person today. I'm not the person I was last month. I'm not even the person I was yesterday. Now, mind you, hearing this little speech was fairly interesting to me, considering the information that I found on her phone earlier that day. I didn't say anything about it earlier that day. Um, it really messed me up though at the time, and I went to work all day with that on my mind, on my conscience, all the way till that dinner that night. Now, I had trouble with this person in the past. It was a really rocky relationship, and I was still trying to work things out with her. The reason she was even where I was at, she flew halfway across the country to come see me, was because we were looking at apartments together so we can live together, start fresh, kind of build our own life here. So I'm thinking in my head as she's telling me this little speech, like, man, this is interesting. But I say to myself, I haven't been perfect. Like, I definitely got plenty of things to work on. I don't necessarily like the cheating, but I know that I'm lacking and I'm not up to par in certain areas. So I can understand, at the very least, understand. Because I seen the messages and the communication, like it wasn't anything extremely like crazy, but it was still inappropriate considering you're in a relationship. So I think to myself, like, let me see if she's going to be honest with me. Let me see if she's going to tell me the truth. If she can tell me the truth, then at least I know I can trust her. And if I can trust her, that would make everything 1,000% better and 1,000% more easier. So I asked her straight up, just like this guy in the video, hey, like, have you been talking to people, this, and that, since we've reconnected and, since we talked about living together, since we talked about moving halfway across the country to live with me? She looks me dead in my face and tells me no. Now I'm shocked because I just heard this speech about trust, about this, that, and the other, a different person this, different person that. And I'm absolutely shocked. So I remember something we had learned in therapy was to rephrase and reclarify. Like maybe she didn't understand what I'm saying, what I'm asking. Just like this guy, I did an additional 2 more times. Giving her the opportunity to be honest and be upfront with me. She told me, oh man, she told me no 2 more times, just exactly like the girl in this video. She didn't know what I was talking about. She's confused. Literally, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm confused. What are you talking about? What's going on? Just like this. After the third time, I remember we were at the restaurant. This was during dinner, and I had a fork in my hand, and I'm trying to continue eating. But after this third time, I tried to put the fork into, it was an asparagus. We were at a steakhouse, and I literally could not pick up the food. Like my hands just started shaking uncontrollably. And, I'm literally like shaking. I don't know if I was having a panic attack or anxiety attack. Um, but I couldn't believe what I was hearing. So I got up, excused myself, and I went to the restroom. And I remember going in the stall, and I'm like, man, I'm like talking to myself, like, dude, you can't keep doing this, man. Like, do you not respect yourself? Do you not care about your well-being, your mental health? Like, you literally are driving yourself crazy trying to continue this relationship, trying to continue making things work and happen. And this person literally does not give a fuck. I remember thinking, like, it meant the world to me. It was super important to me, and I took it as an honor that she felt comfortable enough to move halfway across the country with her kid to leave everything behind and come and start a life with me here. And I remember thinking, like, I'm about to go harder than ever. And I still did, and I had to for myself. But I remember thinking, like, I'm about to go harder than ever to make sure, like, they're good, they're comfortable, like, they don't have to regret or feel, you know, like they're struggling because they came here to build a life with me. And I remember thinking about everything like I was gonna do and everything I was gonna sacrifice to make sure they were good. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, she couldn't even be honest with me. Like, she lied straight to my face 3 times. So at that point, I decided I'm gonna go to the bathroom, or I'm gonna go back outside, get my key, and um, leave. Like, I was ready to go. I got my key and I sat in the car for 10 minutes. I was waiting for her. She never came out. I stayed for 10 minutes. She never came out. I guess she decided she was going to eat, or I don't know, figure out her plans to continue lying. But after about 10 minutes, like, I'm going over the situation again, over and over and over for 10 minutes straight. And I'm like getting more and more frustrated and like just couldn't believe what was happening. So I eventually just decided to go back to my place and go home. She comes back about maybe 20 minutes later after I get back home, 15, 20 minutes. And she continues with the stories, with the lies, exactly like you guys are seeing here in this video. Unlike this video, where it's like 5, maybe 10 minutes total of the girl sitting there lying, she came back to my place that night and at least an hour and a half of gaslighting, of telling me she doesn't know what I'm talking about, telling me that I'm making her feel crazy, and just completely and utterly denying everything. Now, this is sad, but I got to a point in that relationship where I had to document everything because, and it's crazy saying that, but it's like I had to document everything because I knew she would always conveniently have amnesia. I knew she would always conveniently forget key things. I knew she would always conveniently forget, when I did good and positive things and whatever. Or acts like this when catching her and doing inappropriate things. So I would I had that information. And boy, I'll tell you, man, if I didn't have that information, like I really would have been questioning. That's how hard and crazy she was going with the gaslighting. Because I really would have believed, had I not had documentation and proof and receipts, like she was doing what I said she was doing, I honestly, I probably would have fell for it. In the past, I used to be like, man, you tripping, like, it wasn't a big deal, or maybe that's not what I saw or heard. But I had 100% hard proof facts. And just like in this video, when she saw like I wasn't budging with just the words, she did one extra step that this girl didn't do. She proceeded to cry, throw herself on the ground, and have a grown ass tantrum at 36 years old. 36 years old, man. I'm telling you, it was the craziest thing I had ever seen. She legit, I'll never forget it. It was between my bedroom and the bathroom. And she fell right, dropped herself right on the ground and literally started having a tantrum, crying, saying I'm making her feel crazy. She doesn't know what I'm talking about. Why don't I just believe her? And just pleading and begging, trying to convince me that I don't know what I'm talking about, that she didn't do anything. Here's the crazy thing, the whole time, like, you gotta imagine what's going on. Like, it really makes you wonder what's going on in some people's heads. Because you did something. You know that I know you did something. And for an hour, over an hour straight, you continue to try and convince me, maybe both of us, that you don't know what was going on. Like, that's gotta be next level psychotic and mental issues, man. But like I think we were getting close to like the 2 hour mark, and she saw like I wasn't budging. That's how hard she was going, trying to convince me it was something else, it was otherwise. After she saw, like, okay, this isn't gonna work, and he knows 100% I did this, just like in this video, the switch flipped, and it went from pleading, begging, claiming her innocence for an hour, hour and a half, to belittling me, trying to being demeaning, calling me out of my name. Like, um, I, I don't even know. Like, it's like textbook, like literally exactly what this lady is doing in this video. They were exactly alike. And I've heard many men saying they've experienced the same exact thing. I don't know what it is, but as soon as she saw that, it just went straight to evil mode, straight to like just trying to attack your character, who you are, throw insults, you know, and just being nasty. And then she grabbed all her stuff. I told her to get out. She had to go. There's no way you were going to be sleeping at my place and in my bed anymore. And like, she had to go. Like, I told her to leave. Like, you gotta go. You gotta go. I made up my mind, like, at that, in that situation, like, dude, there's no way you can keep going on like this. Like, this person literally shows you they don't care. And what's more important to them is saving face, is refusing accountability, refusing taking responsibility, being honest, just being a decent person, owning up to your shit. All of that was way less important to her. So yeah, man, it was crazy, but I just wanted to share that video, share this video, and share that story, and like, shed some light on that situation, man. Just, you could see a little bit of how a lot of female nature can work. Don't be doubting yourself. Don't be thinking you're crazy. Don't let them try and project their behaviors and characteristics and moral issues and flaws onto you. And just keep your head up, man. But anyways, I appreciate y'all watching, listening. It's a little longer video. First one in a while. So I'm out. Deuces.